something fun with scallops, okay? And a little mashed potatoes. Now you can make these mashed potatoes fresh, but sometimes, you know, after a big dinner party, you've been mashing away or whatever it is, might be Thanksgiving, and there might be a little bit left over, and that is the perfect thing to do, and I'll show you how to do that. But we need to get our scallop pan searing real quick. They do go fairly rapidly, but we do need a pan with quite a bit of olive oil, because this is a combination of almost searing and not really deep frying, but you want it to lip up the sides, okay? So there you go. That scallop's going to just roll on there and get nice and toasty. We're only going to cook it probably on one side, maybe flip it over for a second on the other side, because if a scallop is beautiful, fresh, and doesn't have any chemical packing at all, it will not only not shrink, it won't get gummy, it won't get milky, and it's sweet. You can eat it raw. It's so sweet. So now for the meat of what we're doing here, I've just taken a little bit of gluten-free flour and formed a little cake, and you can use a ring mold if you want to, or just form like a patty cake. And then what I thought to do was, just to make it interesting, is just roll a little bit of micro-planed Parmesan cheese on the outside. Now this is going to make it a lot more challenging to cook, but that's okay. Again, olive oil on a hot pan, plenty of it. If you have a little, you know, GoDaddy fryer, I say GoDaddy, but you can use that too. So that's just going to sear away, and it's going to, you know, Parmesan cheese can get a little brown and crispy, so you have to watch that one. If it burns, then it's going to get bitter. So those are the two principal things we're working on here. Now once that's done, I was going to sprinkle a little bit of butternut squash as our last little trick, okay, for what we're going to do here. Now butternut squash probably needs this. Well, let's do a little something else here. We talked about this earlier. Where can I find it? Oh, I know where it is. In the refrigerator. All right. Knob of butter. Knob of butter. Oh yeah, baby. Now you see how I threw that in there pretty quickly? Because I didn't want that butter to burn. Okay. That's just a reheat thing. That's going to sear up nicely. So let that olive oil lip up around the sides. Bake it nicely. Sear it. Hand sear it. Ooh yeah. So that's going good. Put this back. The last thing I'm going to talk about is what to do for a little bit of what I would call ooh yeah. So we have this little salsa verde here, which is essentially a cilantro-based pesto with pumpkin seeds, which you can get the recipe on the website. But there's other things you can do. You can use pesto as a sauce. You can use any sort of gremolata, you know, rough chopped sage and olive oil, whatever you might want to do. But that's just all up to you. This is just a little something to add some flavor and some color. As these are going away here, I'm going to just check on our scallop, make sure it's loosened up. Yeah, it's loosening up. Okay, so it's getting that nice sear on it. Probably could have gone a little further. Okay, that's just going to take a second on the other side. And the last thing I need to do is find a spatula. So, this has been cooking through and it's ready to go over. Now I'm just going to kind of shake the pan a little bit. Try to edge that thing under there. Try to get all that Parmesan cheese over. There we go. Good stuff. All right, that's going to fry up on the other side. Our scallop is finished, so we want to remove that from the pan and set it aside right here. Okay, now let's set up our plate. We're just going to bring that up here. Nice and seared and hot. Oh yeah. I'm going to eat that later, by the way. You see that right there? That's the good stuff. I'm going to eat that later, okay? Yummy. All right, get that over here. I think what we want is just a little pool of this under here. You know, maybe drizzle like that. Put our scallop on top. And then sprinkle these around here. I don't know, I'm just thinking. What do you think? There. And that's the plate. Gluten-free scallop.